Welcome back to another day of Warbond CCU coverage for Invictus, and we have a couple things that have been added here, two Warbond CCUs and a concept that I want to go over. So let's jump straight to the Asgard, which of course is the most important one of the day, $350 price point. Now this is $25 less than the standard Valkyrie. Quick interruption here. Somebody asked me how to show all the options on the left that I show during my videos. You have to switch from My Ships to All Ships by clicking this button. So apparently SIG is still charging a premium for a bunch of drop seats in a ship. I think that's why the Steel and the Valkyrie are so expensive. But if you come down here to the Asgard, it is cheaper. $350 with a $25 discount for Warbond today. So that's $25 off. We'll take that. I mean, that's great. I would prefer a little bit more at the 300 plus mark, but hey, again, we'll take what we can get in the CCU game at this point, right? As far as choices go, you've got two good ones. The Mole and the Constellation Aquila. Both have had plenty of Warbonds themselves. Jumping over to the CCU game, the Constellation Aquila shows 4. I think they've had more, but these are all relatively recent, right? A couple in 2023, 3 in 2024. So, I mean, that's pretty good. It shows up often enough that you can use it in longer chains. It's a good one. And then the Mole. The Mole is nearly constant. I think it's had more pre-2021 as well. So there's plenty of these out there. If you got 25 off this Mole CCU and 25 off the Asgard CCU, well, I mean, that's $50 discount for whatever ship you're going to. Right? So both of these make a decent choice. Scrolling down, we do have another new Warbond. Of course, the Starlancer TAC is still here. It's a good one to use to go higher. And the MX is still available with the Guardian. But we also have the F7C Hornet Mark II. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? There you are. So here's a Hornet Mark II. Only $10 off, which is kind of a bummer at the 150 plus mark. I would kind of hope for 15 or more. But oh well, this is a CCU game, right? We get a discount. We like the discount. So there's $10 off that. Best one's probably the Prospector, without even digging through these. But because newbies always join this game every year, probably every event with as much marketing as they're doing, I like to go over the do's and don'ts of CCUs because some of them are pitfalls. I think it's actually in the thumbnail of this video too. The big fat no-no here is the Hornet tracker because Mark I is marked behind it. You never use Mark 1s on the left if you're new to the CCU game. You can't get this ship over here, so you'll never be able to upgrade to this ship, and that is a wasted amount of dollars. If you were to do that for $15 and a $10 discount, it's a complete waste because you most likely will never be able to upgrade to the Mark I to utilize this CCU to jump to the Mark II. So, with that out of the way, I think I said Prospector is pretty much the best choice here. Razor EX would be next in line price-wise. And just to show here, the Mark II has only had a single CCU, and that is today. And Razor EX, 0. I'm pretty sure it's had 0. There may have been a freebie way back when, but those don't really count anymore, especially for people that are just joining the game because you can't even trade them. So I would not count on the Razor EX. What was the other one? Freelancer Max, maybe? I think the Freelancer Max was there. Oh, it's at 150. So again, out of the two that are the best price discount, the Prospector wins every single time, and I'm really hoping we get a Prospector at least a couple times this year because it is so integral to so many chains. I always appreciate it when that one comes around. As far as down the stack here, the LX has had one, the Mantis has had a few, but again, it's at the 150 mark, so these are not ideal. Expanse and the E1 Spirit are both concepts, so do not use concepts on the left, generally speaking, right? If the concept is the best possible price, which this is not, and you're going to apply the CCU to a chain, actually activate it within your hangar and apply it, then sure, that's the way to get the $5 spend or $10 spend or whatever, if that's the best way to get the discount, and you're going to apply it before this concept ship goes live, then you can absolutely use it on the left. If either one of those conditions are not met, do not put a concept vehicle over here on the left. There's plethora of reason why, but the main reason is that the concept ship, especially if it's this close, could be, when it goes live, $175. So effectively, you've paid $15 to get $0 in actual trade up value, and there's no reason to do that. And sometimes, like this, let's say, for instance, the Expanse ends up being a $180 ship. You'll have paid $15 to go backwards $5 in ship cost. That makes 0 sense. You could have just waited and done it totally differently, effectively, right? You basically burn that one up. You exchange it in the store for a $15 store credit eventually. I have had to do this, which is why I always caution people against it, right? But like I said, if you're going to apply it before the concept ship goes live, then it's fine. And it's got to be the best price, but this one isn't. So this is a bad example, right? If the Expanse right now was $155 and you put it in here and you're going to apply it, yeah, sure, okay, you could totally do that. Not a big deal. But because it doesn't meet those two criteria, I say don't use it. All right, there is one more here. The Paladin. This is also a concept ship for $300. Because it's a concept, you can use in-store credit to buy a CCU to it, and eventually, if it stays in your hangar long enough without being used, you can apply it for a large gain in the future. This is what we call speculation or concept pricing CCUs. For this one, I would probably pick, well, they're both $290. You could get the Guardian right now. So that one makes a lot of sense. Harbinger has had a few. So you see the Harbinger's had a few, 3, and I know they've had older ones as well than pre-2022. So you could use the Harbinger as well, but the Guardian MX you can get right this instant, right? Can't you still? Yeah, Guardian MX right here. But the Guardian MX you can get right now. So you could literally make a chain from whatever you're going to the Guardian MX for. So let's do that actually. Let's do this exercise. Guardian MX, this is a $20 discount, right? And the Warden makes a good choice here, especially if you picked one up earlier in Invictus. What was the choice for I don't remember the Warbond CCU from and to for the Warden. But again, if you got, what was it, a $10 discount on the Warden? I'm going to say it's $10 because I just don't remember. $10 to the Warden. And then for this one, it's $10 for a $20 discount. So that's $30 total discount. And then you go from MX, Guardian, to Paladin. Yeah, there it is. For $10. Again, this one you're not actually saving money on. This is a future discount. You're paying for a future discount on this one. So this would be used for a chain to either go to the Paladin, right? That's fine. Or to go beyond the Paladin. And because the Paladin's $300 and it's a big bad gunship, I think the direct competition for the Paladin would be, the Redeemer? And the Redeemer's $330, I think. Where's the Redeemer? There's Redeemer, $330. Okay, so yeah, Aquila's $315, Redeemer's $330. So most likely the Paladin's going to be somewhere between the $313 and $345 range, right? I know that's a pretty big split there, but I think that's the range we should expect the Paladin in. I'm actually surprised that the Asgard was $350. I kind of expected it to be either the same or a slight price bump to the, again, standard, I'm using air quotes, Valkyrie. But it doesn't have all those drop seats to get those up charges. To me, personally, like I appreciate the high ceiling of the cargo area. This is a huge bonus for me for the Asgard, especially my play style. I like, I like doing cargo runs. I like mixing it up with bunker missions. So carrying a vehicle and being able to do cargo is great for me. And the Valk wasn't as good at it. I did test drive the Asgard today very briefly. I ran it on the 890 jump mission, and it was adequate. I keep experiencing strange issues that are very much so bug related, where things just aren't working the way they're supposed to. But getting beyond the bugs, the Asgard flew okay. I'm not as jazzed about it as I was before. I don't think it's really a Cuddy Black competitor anymore. It's really too big and cumbersome and heavy and kind of slow to turn compared to something like a Cuddy Black. They're just in a different category altogether, and that's okay. It's just I need daily drivers, right? If I'm going to start doing ground-based assaults because they started adding that kind of gameplay into the verse, right? Mission-based, or PvP too, I suppose, but really mission-based stuff, then the Asgard makes a whole lot more sense than something like Cuddy Black. Cuddy Black is very limited in the ground-based vehicles you can bring in it, right? Hovercraft, yeah, you can fit a few in there, right? But the Asgard, you could fit a whole squad's worth of hover bikes. It really is in a different category all to itself. It is effectively better than the Cuddy Black in all ways. Like I think I mentioned this in the previous video, and this is what I was anticipating. So it's nice to be right. I'm just saying, it's nice to be right every once in a while. It's better than the Cuddy Black in all ways, except basically handling and what I say, choice parking spots, because it is a bigger vehicle. It's quite large. Again, it doesn't feel as long when playing in it. When flying it, it doesn't feel as long as the C1, but it might be. It might be as long as the Spirits. I haven't checked. I'm sure somebody will let me know if I'm accurate or not in the comments section, but it doesn't feel as nosy long as the Spirit series, but it definitely feels like a heavy load haul. It feels more like a raft, quite frankly. I'm not saying it handles as bad as a raft. Okay, the raft is a cargo ship with no offensive capabilities to speak of, not even worth mentioning the Badgers, right? It is not that. It's somewhere in between that and the Cuddy Black, quite frankly. It's been a long time since I flew the Valkyrie, so I don't really want to give that comparison. Last time I flew a Valkyrie, it was like the Prowler in 1.8. It was not the good version of the Prowler, right? It took a long time to turn, a long time to slow down, but I'm sure upgrades have been made. Almost all ship handling has improved since way back then. So again, I fly the Cuddy Black often enough that I can compare it to that. I fly the Spirit often enough that I can compare it to that, and it doesn't compare to either one of those in handling. Top speed's not as good either, but that forward-facing firepower is pretty amazing. They are, in fact, not Badgers. Every one of those is a Panther, all size 3s, and then Rhinos down below on the turret. So it's got substantial firepower. I don't know what size the side guns are for the gunners, for the gunner stand. The side guns, right? that pop out the doors. I don't know what size those are, but those are the standard side guns that I think they have in the Valk and the Cuddy Steel. They appeared to be ballistic. It made sounds as though I was shooting my own ship with it up when I shot upwards. It made sounds, but it didn't do any damage. So I think they have some protections there, which is good. You shouldn't be able to move them in across your own vehicle, right? That's not good, but it's good that they have protections in place. I like the Asgard. I don't know if I'm going to ever have it in my hangar, though. Price point being where it is makes it better than what I was anticipating, for sure. If this was $380 ship retail, I don't know that they would sell many of them. They'd sell probably plenty. There's plenty of people that just buy the next big thing that comes out. They just do it. But for people that are, cheap like me or just thrifty with their cash, the $350 price point is significantly better. I still don't know that it's going to make it into my daily drivers, though. I really don't know that it will. I'm probably going to buy this war bond just because I'm sure it can fit into some future chain. And look, it's good enough right now that I do want to try it more. So I'm definitely going to use the rental with as little time as I'm going to have over the next 2 days. I'll probably have to rent it again for the finale just to get additional seat time. So, yeah, I'm going to keep trying it out because I do like it. Initial tests were it's capable. You have to adapt to its size. But, I mean, I handled the 890 jump even with some bugs. And I know NPC ships are lackluster right now, but they have to be because we have so many bugs still to deal with. They were still jumping around a bit in that particular mission. So, but it totally worked. It slowed down fast enough during transition out of QT, so that's good. Not as fast as some other ships for sure. You can tell it's intentionally a big heavy ship, but if it's flying empty, all that thrust power should slow it down faster, right? So I like it. Still haven't made up my mind about it though. But I'm definitely going to buy this warbond. And for me, I'm probably going to go with the Aquila because I think my mole is already used. But the mole will come around more. But again, I already have a Constellation Aquila warbond sitting around. So that's the one I'm going to get. Let me know which one you guys are going to get, mole or Connie Aquila. Or I know there's going to be some of you that are like, the Constellation's the best ship out there. I'm never going beyond it. And I get it. There's Connie lovers out there. I can't stand the Connies. I don't know why. It's a perfectly good ship. I just don't like it. I freaking hate it. I don't know why either. It's completely irrational. It's not my ship. It's not a ship for me. I just can't do it. And again, it's a perfectly acceptable ship. The cargo bay is great. It's sort of functional. I mean, the whole lift mechanism, maybe that's why I dislike it. That lift mechanism that is just not quite perfect in the verse, right? Sig just really hasn't nailed that elevator lift thing to make it. I just don't trust them. Like every time I use a lift mechanism in a ship, something goes wrong. I get shot out the side of the ship. Remember when the C2, the actual the elevator that basically goes up and down for all floors and you can exit as well. I remember when that one, as soon as it hit the bottom, it would just like glitch out like a quarter mile away and then come back like instantly, and you'd end up outside your hangar floating in space or something. That sort of thing. I just don't like it. And I think that maybe that's why I don't like the Aquila. I think the first time I flew a Connie, I don't remember what model it was, but I remember, I mean, I was flying things like the Titan at the time, a little bit of Cuddy Black, Buccaneer back then, and the Defender, when the Defender was like in its heyday, right? I don't know how it flies now. I haven't tried it since 4.0, but it was like 2.0, 2.4 maybe, I don't know. But I remembered it just did not turn the way I wanted it to turn. I didn't treat it like a gunboat. I mean, technically this one's an expedition, right? So whatever. Different ship. I think I was on the Andromeda. But yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. But that's enough ranting. God, I just started ranting again. Such an old man. Anyway, that's it for CCU game stuff. But I should probably just jump over to the store just to make sure nothing changed. Because who knows? I didn't check. So, rolling through the game packs, nothing changed here. I think this is all the same stuff. Standalones, they probably added additional flight blades with some other Anvil ships, I'm guessing, right? I bet the Hornets have it now. It's my guess. I'm just guessing here. Let's see if I'm right. Arrow already had it, didn't it? Gladius already had it. Oh, Legionnaire. I don't know if the concept is new for Legionnaire, but here's another thing that I probably don't cover enough. Anytime a concept ship comes into the store for some event, right? Because they're not always there. the concept pricing is always a discount. So if you have store credit and you don't want to play the CCU game and just buy one outright, you can buy concept pricing ships without a war bond. That still gives you a discount to the future price. It's not a discount right now, today, but it's a discount to the future price, right? Without spending new money. So that's one way to get ships cheaper too, right? Is if you use the concept pricing within the store without doing a war bond. But anyway, I don't know that there are anything that's like crazy new in here that isn't to be expected. I'm a little surprised actually that I don't see any additional weapon kits or anything. Well, nothing new, right? The RSI one has been here. The F8C Lightning is in, right? Concept ship. It's not concept. Why did I say that? It's not a concept. This is not a concept. Sorry for misleading you. This is a limited edition ship. You had to jump through hoops to make it available. And it appears that once you made it available, it's always available, kind of like the Glaive. When it enters the store, it's available, rather, not all the time. It's still a limited edition ship. So, it's not like it's difficult to get, right? They've made it available a couple times to do some mission that gets you this golden ticket that you turn in, and then it's just available to you. It's not a super big hassle. But if you were having bugs or couldn't play, you didn't get the ship. So that's just how it is. Paladin with 10 years available. Concept pricing again. Asgard Warbond and non-Warbond are both in. Ooh, Crucible concept. I didn't see that one. I haven't checked the... Oh, here's a Phoenix. It's time limited. Duh. I knew that. Yeah, so the Connie Phoenix is not only a limited edition ship, but it's also limited sale amount quantity, just like other ships like that. I don't know why. It's just a luxury edition, I think. It's nothing extra special. Most of that stuff is going to get revamped anyway. Probably. Anyway, moving on. Liberator concept. This one's going to be in a weird space. It really is. But Perseus, Hammerhead, blah, blah, blah. No new flight blades or anything. Yeah, I was expecting more flight blades to be added, but no go. So that's it. Asgard's new and released at a better than expected price point from me. I know I had a kind of a range. I expected it to be right above, or right below. So this is a welcome surprise. This $25 discount to the standard Valk with another $25 discount via Warbond. So, and there's good choices here. I really like it when they put, I know there's other ships at the 350 mark you may already have, right, for Warbonds. But if you're, again, it's easy to be selfish with the CCU game. But you got to realize that other people that are joining the game still need a way to play the CCU game, even though they don't have all the war bonds that we've accumulated over 5, 10, or, well, 10 years? Has it been 10 years since CCU game? What was it, 2017? Was it 15 or 17 that the CCU game started? I don't remember. I know I picked one up. I think I picked one of the freebies up in 16. So maybe it was 15. Wow, 10 years of CCU game. Maybe. I'll have to check that. I'm going to go back and look. Where is it first? Where is it? Well, let's just do right here. Let's go to the end. Let's go to the beginning of time. November 27th, 2016. So at the very least, it started in 2016. It may have started in 2015. If any of you guys, old timers, know when the CCU game started, let me know in the comment section, because I just don't remember. I know I started playing it in 2016 before I even had a game package. I bought my game package in 2019 or something, 2020. So, yeah, I played the CCU game before I started playing the actual game. I'm nuts. I'm crazy, dude. That's all there is to it. You should not listen to me. I'm clearly insane. All right, guys. That's it for me. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic weekend. I'm going to try and keep up with Warbond CCU coverage over the weekend, but I do have some things I need to take care of as well, so they may not be as long-winded as this one. They might be short and sweet. Unless something crazy comes up, then I'll have to dedicate the time to it for you guys. But anyway, I'll do what I can over the weekend is what I'm trying to say. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for me. Zi-Tek, out.